What's going on, everyone? This is the Warehouse Series. So not only on this channel do I like to help current selectors, I like to help selectors that aren't even started in the warehouse yet. So let's say you work at a warehouse, you got your friend to apply for a job and they got the job and they start in a week or two. And you say, hey, you want to get familiarized with the job, go on the Warehouse Series and start watching his videos. He's going to get you familiarized with what you're going to be doing in the warehouse. Whether it's the first video that I ever put out, it's just giving you a little overview of what warehouse selecting is all about. And I talk a little bit about the Vocollect system in here. Or if it's this video right here where I just give you a little rundown of the jack. All right, it's a pretty simplistic video of the jack, only a couple minutes long. And today I'm going to be talking about the Vocollect system, which is a headset that you wear on your head, and it tells you what to do throughout the course of the day. And like I said, I did hint on that on the first video that I ever put out. Now they do have a Jennifer system, and I'm sure they got many more systems. We use the Vocollect, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Before we get to that, if you guys could subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. Hit the notification bell so you know when I post, leave comments, give me a thumbs up, and Discord in the link below. All right, so guys, like I was saying about the Vocollect system, this is what the Vocollect system is. This is the T5 unit. And there is 4 buttons on this unit. The first one is the menu button. The middle 2 is the plus and the minus. That's the scroll buttons. And then the far button is the power button. So you power on your unit. It's going to say, whatever, welcome to whatever picking system you're on. You hit the menu button and you start scrolling for your name. You can find your name in the system. Usually with these systems, once you find your name once, it should stay in your headset. So even if you use a different T5 unit, when you plug it in, it should automatically link your headset to that T5 unit. So hopefully it does that like it does at our building. The top part where it says Vocollect, even though it's owned by Honeywell, they kept the Vocollect. Honeywell bought out Vocollect, but they kept the Vocollect name for the system. That's the battery on top. So if you ever have to replace your battery, there's a little button there. You pop it out and you can replace your battery. If you ever need to replace your battery, it's really important that you power down your unit and that you just hold the power button in and it will shut it off. And then when you turn your system back on, you hold the power button on again and it'll turn it on. The menu button, all right, you hit the menu button. It's like I said, you could scroll for your name. You hit the menu button again. It could ask you, speaker. You could use a male or a female speaker. I find it easier to use the male speaker. You play around with those 2 voices to see which one you like better. Click the menu button again. It's going to say speed, like the speed of the person talking. You could have the person talk really slow or really fast. I started off with it talking slower, and now I have it at the highest speed that it could talk. And once again, guys, volume, you hit it again, it'll say volume, and you could hit your plus and minus keys to turn up the volume on it too as well. But that's all. It's pretty simplistic, this unit right here. This right here is a wireless system. We do not have wireless systems in our warehouse. I'm just thinking the company didn't want to spend the money on it. We had demos probably about 15 years ago that I actually used a wireless head unit, and we never got them back. So we use one with a wire. Right here, I just pulled this random picture off of, online, just to give you an idea. The headset, wire coming down your back to the unit down here. They do give you I literally just throw mine in my pocket. What he's wearing right there is the T20 system. That was a bigger unit. These T5 slide into your pocket really nice. They do give you little clips where you can clip them onto your shirt so the wire's not getting in your way. So just to give you an idea what the system looks like, and when you wear it, that's what it is. So now we're going to start talking about the system. All right, guys. So like I said on my first video that I ever put out, when you first start your first day, you are going to train your words. Before you even get started on the Vocollect system, you're going to train your words, and that's every command that you possibly could say in the warehouse. And honestly, there's a few of them that you say every day, and there's a few of them that you probably will rarely ever use. But you're going to train all your words. And it's really important that you train these words out in the warehouse where there's noise around and everything like that. If you train it in a quiet room, then when you're out selecting in the warehouse, it's going to be very sensitive to all the noises around you. You want to train these words out in the warehouse. So it's hearing the people beeping their horns, or hearing the PA coming on, whatever it is, the sound of the equipment going by. You want to train your words out in the warehouse. So hopefully your trainer does that. And like I said, you could use a male or female voice to find which one you're comfortable with. You could always just switch it back and forth to see which one you understand better. It is difficult, understanding these people, especially if you're a Spanish speaker and you're over here in the States now and you're working here and you're just starting to learn English or any language for that matter. The computer that's talking to you on this is not crystal clear, so they can be a little hard to understand. So, but I do want to let you know, if you do speak another language, but you understand English, you could actually speak back Spanish or whatever to this unit. So if they tell you to pick one, instead of saying one, you could say uno. Okay, so you could do that if you want to. As long as you could understand English, you could speak Spanish back to it. It's going to accept whatever you say. So when you're training your words, let's say you're training one, it's going to say one. You're going to repeat uno, one, uno, one, uno. You just keep saying uno whenever it says one, and it will accept that. But then that's what you have to say until you retrain that word. All right, so I'm going to give you a little scenario of signing onto your order for the first time. All right, you got trained on the jack, you got trained with your words, you're ready to select your first order. You're going to hit the button. It's going to say welcome to it. You put on your sign in. Each warehouse probably has a different type of sign in. You know, you sign on, you say ready. It's going to tell you your order. It's going to say 20 AL to 28 AL, 300 cases at 220 pick locations. You have 56 minutes to do this order. And you say ready. Okay. So basically what that means is I'm starting in AL 20. My last case is going to be in AL 28. I have 56 minutes to complete this order, and I have 300 cases that I got to select at 220 pick locations. And that's what that is telling you. So then you say ready, it's going to tell you printer. All right, now our building, you say to printer, if it's printer 1, you say 01 ready. And it says printer 1, yes. And it'll print out your labels. You're going to say the last 3 numbers of your assignment number, which is what at our place. It could be different anywhere. And that's just telling me that I got the right labels for my store. And then it's going to say go to AL 20. So I go to AL 20 and I say ready. And it's going to spit out the first pick location. 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Pick 5. I go over to that location. I pick 5 cases. I say 5. And then it's just going to go on to the next pick location. And let's say I go up to a pick location, 1, 2, 3, 4. It says pick 5, but there's only 4 cases there. I'm going to go up. I'm going to pick my 4 cases. I'm going to say 4. It's going to say short product. Are you saying short product? Yes. You picked 4 of whatever, 5. I forget the exact, command, but you say yes, and you're going to short that product. Now at our warehouse, at the perishable, when you're done, you come back and get your scratches if that's been replenished. At the dry goods, it's just done on a different order. They get selected by themselves. So I know this sounds crazy right now. It sounds like something that's a little complicated. But once you get into the warehouse setting, you're going to understand what I'm saying. This is just a preview of what you're going to be going through. So with that being said, let's get to some of the commands you're going to be saying. So the first one I was talking about, I said we got our printers, our labels at printer 1. So let's say we say 01, we go up to the printer and it's out of paper. So you can call and say, hey, printer 1 is out of paper in our warehouse. You call the office, hey, printer 1's out of paper. Well, I'm not going to sit there and wait for that office person to come up and change the paper. I'm going to say reprint labels. That's going to be one of the commands that you say is reprint labels. And it's going to ask me, are you saying that you want to reprint your labels? Yes, I do. And I'm going to printer 2 instead. So I'm going to say 02, and it's going to kick me out those labels. Another reason why it's good to reprint labels is maybe you lose your labels, and you could reprint your labels and go and get your labels again. Another good command to know, which you're probably going to say quite often, is say again. So in your headset, let's say it tells me to go to a pick location, but I didn't understand it. If you say again, it's just going to repeat that pick location. Another one is how much more. I told you at the beginning of this order, we're 300 cases at 220 pick locations. So maybe I round up and I'm coming down my last Val 28, and I want to know how much cases I have left, and maybe it's 20 cases at 5 locations. So I know I only have 5 more locations left, so I'm going to have some quantities, and I'm just going to throw them up. So how much more is a good command to use? Another good command to use is quantity. Let's say you come up to a location and it says 50, but you're not sure if it says 15 or 50. So if you say quantity, it's going to tell you quantity 50. So it's going to say each individual number. That way you know how many cases to select. Another one is repeat last pick. So let's say I picked a case, but I wasn't 100% sure that I was supposed to be at that one. I picked a case, I said 1, and I put it down, but I wasn't 100% sure. If I say repeat last pick, it's going to tell me my last pick location that I selected one case. So that's another command that you're going to be using quite often. And at the end of the, you could either say whenever you're going on break and lunch, or anytime you want to shut off your unit without powering it down, you could say Talkman sleep. And that is basically just going to put your Talkman to sleep. And then when you come back from break and lunch and you want your Talkman to wake up, you say Talkman wake up. Or you could just hit your power button. And at the end of the day, you say sign me off twice. So at our building, you say sign me off, and it says sign off. Are you sure you want to sign off? And then you say sign me off again, and it'll power your unit down. You're off the system and you're ready to go home. So guys, a little overview of what the Talkman's about. You know, this is just an introduction to what the Talkman is and what the Vocollect system is. You know, so that is what, just basic commands. There's more commands, but that's just basic commands that you're going to be using in the warehouse. And I just want you guys to know. So like I said, obviously if you work in the warehouse, you know all these commands. This is basically for somebody to stumble on that has not even started in the warehouse yet, and they're going to be using the Vocollect or even the Jennifer system. Like I said, it might be different commands, but it's basically going to be the same thing. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.